5:30, so we'll call to order this meeting for Monday, January 23rd. Jordan, would you go ahead and start us off with a roll call, please?
Please respond by stating present. Councilmember Ronayne.
Present.
Foberg.
Present.
Liebelt.
Present.
Reif.
Present.
Johnson. Reinbold.
Present.
Langer.
Present.
Norvstrup.
Present.
Mayor Schoeneman.
Present. Please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. This week's first order of business will be to approve our printed agenda. Can I get a motion?
Moved. Second.
Got a motion from Councilman Reinbold, second from Councilman Reif. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Move along to our approval of last week's meeting minutes from the meeting on the 17th of January. I would take a motion to approve those minutes as printed.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion from Councilwoman Liebelt and a second from Councilman Ronayne. Does anyone have anything that they notice that's out of sorts in the printed minutes that need to be adjusted or changed? All right, then all in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries. No one has signed up for our open forum here tonight, so we'll breeze right into our consent calendar, where we've got 5 items of routine city business. The first one is shuffling around of some liquor license. Second one is the issuing of a single one-day liquor license. Then we've got a handful of licenses for plumber, 3 ambulance drivers. We've got a couple of lottery notices for events, and finally accepting reports and minutes from various city boards.
Move to approve. Second.
I've got a motion from Councilman Reinbold, a second from Councilman Ronayne. Anyone from the council have anything to contribute before we take our vote? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We'll move along to our new business, where we've got a public hearing and a possible first reading of an ordinance titled 230101, which amends the definition of the word kennel in Chapter 60, zoning of the city code. As our city attorney is not here joining us today, I will kick things over to our city manager, Joe Gah. Joe, what does the word kennel mean to you?
I actually think our planning and zoning director, Brett Bill, is going to take this one.
Well, fine.
Since we're only removing one word from the ordinance, Ron felt comfortable with me doing this one. So, and what we're doing is bringing this definition to make it consistent with prohibition against commercial animal breeding operations as is in other parts of the ordinance. So we're removing one word, bred. Went through planning commission, they approved it. Staff recommends approval.
Move to approve. Second.
Got a motion from Councilman Reif and a second from Councilman Norvstrup. It looked pretty straightforward in the description. Brett, appreciate you handling that. Anyone have any questions about that? House cleaning. Jordan, would you go ahead and give us a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Ronayne.
Aye.
Foberg.
Aye.
Liebelt.
Aye.
Reif.
Aye.
Reinbold.
Aye.
Langer. Councilmember Langer. Councilmember Norvstrup.
Aye.
Mayor
Aye.
Schoeneman.
Aye, motion does carry. We'll move along to our possible approval to declare 3 Wiley Park camping cabins as surplus property and to authorize the Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Board to sell those cabins by the method of sealed bid. And here to tell us about that is our Finance Officer, Jordan McQuillan. Jordan, what can you tell us about those cabins?
Thank you, Mayor. This request was submitted by the City Manager's Office on behalf of the Parks and Rec Department, so I will defer to City Manager Joe Gah.
Yes, thank you, Jordan. The park board has determined that these are no longer needed. These 3 cabins, they're actually going to replace them in the future. So since they're under the management's under them, but the ownership is under the city, so we'll need your approval to declare these surplus and dispose of them.
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion from Councilman Ronayne, and a second from Councilman Reinbold. Joe, did we recently approve a very similar situation? Was it with these particular ones, or was that just something that was coming down the pike?
We haven't done anything with any cabins that I'm aware of.
Okay, so it was I believe maybe it was a consent calendar item earlier. Referring it to any which way, any questions from the council as it relates to declaring these surplus property? All right, Jordan, would you give us a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Norvstrup.
Aye.
Langer.
Aye.
Reinbold.
Aye.
Reif.
Aye.
Liebelt.
Aye.
Fauberg.
Aye.
Ronayne.
Aye.
Mayor Shoneman.
Aye. Motion does carry. Next, we've got the possible approval to declare a residential structure located at 211 2nd Avenue Southeast as surplus property and to authorize the demolition of that structure. And we've got our city manager, Joe Gah, to run through the basics on that one for us.
Yes, this is a residential structure that's located between a couple of city-owned parking lots just north of the Arc. It was purchased several years ago for some possible expansion in the future. Since then, it has been used extensively by the police and fire departments for training, so it really doesn't have much value left as a residence, but it's been good training ground for them. So we request that it be surplused, and then we will seek contracts for demolition.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion from Councilwoman Liebelt, second from Councilman Ronayne, and that one did go out to bid should anyone want to remove it and take acquisition of it, and it just failed in that respect.
Correct.
All right, any other questions from the council? Jordan, would you give us a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Ronayne.
Aye.
Fauberg.
Aye.
Liebelt.
Aye.
Reif.
Aye.
Reinbold.
Aye.
Langer.
Aye.
Norvstrup.
Aye.
Mayor Shoneman.
Aye, motion does carry. Finally, we've got the recommendation to award the bid with alternate B for Brown County Highway 19 and the 8th Avenue Northeast Traffic Signal Improvements Project, awarded to Ringenberg Electric for the amount of $255,878.90. And here to tell us about that is our city's engineer, Robin Bobzien. Robin, what can you tell us about that project and bid?
So this is the signal at 3M, the 3M corner. It's something that we've needed to do for a number of years. We've got it ready to go now. The request, the difference between alternate A and alternate B is really the technology that we'd be putting in the cabinet. The alternate A is older technology, tried and true, but it's probably antiquated by the time it'll be obsolete before the signal system is really obsolete. So we're looking to go to the newer technology and try to make sure that this thing is ready to go for the next 20 plus years. So we're recommending alternate B. It is slightly above budget. We'll find the money within the traffic control area to make sure we make up the 5,000 that we're over.
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion from Councilman Ronayne and a second from Councilman Norvstrup. Anybody on the council have anything to contribute on this before we take a vote on this award of a bid? Go ahead, Josh.
Robin, I'm just curious what those technology differences are in general.
In general, it's just how the cabinet is put together and the computerization that they use. They have what they call NEMA cabinets, and that's the old stuff and the way they used to wire it together. And these are just a little different technology that is looking more into the future. Specifically, I'm not going to be able to give you any examples because they don't work on them.
Jordan?
Councilmember Norvstrup.
Aye.
Langer.
Aye.
Reinbold.
Aye.
Reif.
Aye.
Liebelt.
Aye.
Fauberg.
Aye.
Ronayne.
Aye.
Mayor Shoneman.
Aye, motion does carry. Finally, we will move along to our review and approval of the claims and payroll for this week. Bills are for this week, of course, January 23rd, and the payroll is for our pay period of January 15th through the 28th, as well as insurance, retirement, health, and life insurance. Take a motion to pay the bills.
Move to pay the bills.
Second.
Got a motion from Councilman Ronayne and a second from Councilman Rife. Jordan, would you give us a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Ronayne,
Aye.
Foberg,
Aye.
Liebelt,
Aye.
Rife,
Aye.
Reinbold,
Aye.
Langer,
Aye.
Norvstrup.
Aye.
Mayor Shonneman.
Aye, motion does carry. We'll move along to our city manager's report. Joe, what have you got for us here this evening?
A few things. First, I should remind you that next Monday is a fifth Monday, so we won't meet. Our next meeting will be February 6th. Also, I'm usually excited to, as quick as I can, to give you our employee achievements for the month of January, but we only have one, and it's at the end of this week, so I can't give it away yet. I'll have to leave you hanging on a cliff there. Because I can't give you that, we'll switch to the other side. And I let you know this last week, but just to share it with the public a little more. In the budget, we had approved for a new position, Economic Development Manager. We did some interviews a couple weeks ago and made an offer and has been accepted by Megan Kukowski. She'll join us on February 6th. And it's interesting when you're doing these interviews, looking for people, especially for this position. We wanted somebody that was energetic, personable, and intelligent. And she's all of those. Actually, we had some really good candidates that were all that. But one thing that set her apart is she went away to, she's a native. She grew up here, went away to college and came back here, got married, brought her husband with her. And now they're having a family. And she thinks that's the perfect life, that coming back here and raising your family here. That's the kind of person we need projecting Aberdeen. Not some old guy like me, but somebody young who's really living the truth. And I think that's great. So we'll try and have her here at the council meeting on her first day so you can meet her. I know a lot of you know her, but so you can see her. I think she's going to do a great job. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Joe, and congratulations, Megan. Well deserved. With that, we would take a few moments to clear the room so we can move into an executive session for a personnel matter.
Just to make a motion to move into executive.